I mean, I'm pumped. I fight for a living. I love being under those lights, especially UFC 300 card, something this historic. Against a veteran and a legit legend like Max Holloway. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. These are the good old days. These are great stories I'm going to be able to tell. And yeah, I mean, all four of us, me, Oliveira, Sarukian, Max Holloway, we're all going to fight on the same night. There's going to be two contenders coming out that night, and I think Makhachev's looking to fight twice. So I think both guys that get a win are going to fight him this year. Who fights him first? I'll worry about that April 14th. Getting a win is the only thing that matters right now. So I think it's a good opportunity for all of us, especially for me. If I was going to get passed up now, I got a chance to go out there and have a say in it. And so, yeah, I'm excited about it. We've seen with so many examples of guys waiting and kind of taking their time and waiting for that shot and things not working out. Bilal Muhammad just went through it. He's going through it. I think if you have a chance, I thought the Poirier fight was a title eliminator fight. I thought the winner of that fight was going to fight the winner of Oliveira and Makhachev when they fought on October 18th. Oliveira got hurt and it kind of just, threw a wrench into all the plans. So we're back trying to figure it out. I think there was a clear path now, with that injury, with Volkanovski stepping in. It just kind of reset things, and we, again, all four of us have a chance to stake our claim, and that's what I'm going out there to do. Again, we've been here so many times where they say one thing and then someone gets a cut in their eye, a fight goes a specific way, it's a draw, it's a no contest. There's so many factors that can happen, and so, yeah, I mean, again, I thought that me and Poirier were I'm pretty sure that he said, actually, I can't say, but I want to say that I thought that he said that was a title eliminator fight. Mm-hmm. I fought that fight. I got a knockout in the second round. Beautiful knockout, beautiful finish against the number 2 guy in the world, a veteran in Dustin Poirier. And I'm pretty sure he said it. I'm not going to hold him to it because I love the fact that anything can change in this. My life, quarter mile at a time. That's how I've lived since day one. So the fact that everything keeps, mumbling and jumbling, I'm okay with it because it's one day at a time for me.
What do you see when you see Max's chin, his durability? Like, what leads to that? Is he taking those shots head on, or is he good at rolling with them? Like, what has led to him being so durable over the course of
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's your ability to see punches first, be in a semi-relaxed state when those strikes are landing and seeing it and then rolling with the punch. Yeah, those are skills that he's be like water. Bruce Lee said it. Nobody knows what it means, but you could feel it when you're in there and you're going with, physics is everything that's going on in there. His ability to create angles, roll with punches, see shots. Yeah, and his, the amount of experience he's had in that cage allows him to be comfortable in, if you're scared, you're going to hesitate. If you hesitate, you're going to get knocked out. He's not scared. He accepts whatever is going to happen, and he's, he believes that he can see his shots. You got to trust that you can see the shots. Mm-hmm. And if you're seeing the shots, then you have to trust it until that one lands, and you have no idea. But you don't go in there and worry about that. He's not worried about getting knocked out. He wants to be the best boxer in the UFC, and he's out there performing. When that happens, I don't think it has anything to do with like physical traits. I think it's your ability to see the shots coming.
Would it really mean something to you to be the first guy to do this? And you think about all the guys that he's fought over the course of his career.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I've 25 wins, I have 20 knockouts. I'm pretty proud of that. That's one thing that I've tried to sustain through my career, purposely. So yeah, that's something that I'm shooting for. Same thing with Tony Ferguson. Nobody had ever finished him. I didn't knock him out in a traditional way, but I certainly created enough damage and caused enough damage for that fight to be rightfully stopped. So I think I would rather not get there here. Promise you that. But I do think this guy, this could be a war. This could be a battle of attrition. If I can't find him, can't hurt him, then he never stops, and he's constantly creating angles and constantly creating pressure, and it could be a tough fight. If I can't find his timing early, momentum is everything in there. So the game that we play from the start, and we're trying to win that momentum and gain momentum and keep momentum the whole time. So we'll see how it goes down. It's 25 minutes in time. I'm not sure if you know how many minutes are in between now and then, but it's a few thousand. And I'm going to be perfect, work on being perfect for 25 and not letting any of that happen. So when I look at Max, it's not that I'm not scared of him, because again, like, the worst way to lose is going to be overwhelmed and be, consumed by his pressure in the middle, on the world stage. That would be terrible. And so that's what's going to drive me. But, not being scared is, probably not a good thing. And I am scared, but I can't find fear in thinking about the fight. And so I'm going to have to really try to battle that this whole camp. And if I get knocked out, this will be a funny joke, but it just is what it is. It's a constant battle. Every single guy that I'm going to face brings something different. And, the last majority of these people, it's power and Max's precision and quantity. And that's a different way to lose and different way to fight. So yeah, I'm going to be prepared. And I gotta battle that thought of, even if it's not like direct physical danger, like, it's still a very, very dangerous situation. So it's just I don't know how to explain it. The good thing is I've really learned that I don't even have to have any ill will against any of these guys to try to do what I need to do in the cage. Nick Newell, that one I did not enjoy, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, once we're in there, it's a game, and they chose to play the game. This is the game that I chose to play in my life, and this is the game that we both play. So I think I respect him just as much as I always have. It's crazy because I say I'm a huge fan of him, and I grew up watching him. I'm older than him. I'm like 2 years older than him, but I did grow up watching him. I was just turned pro when he started fighting. I think I had three professional fights when he started fighting in the UFC, when he fought Dustin Poirier. And I did. From 2012 to 2016, when I was making my run through World Series and when I was trying to get into World Series and make my name, I was watching this guy. I was watching all his big fights. He had his biggest fights through those times. And so it's been crazy. Cowboy Cerrone was a guy that I knew well. Not well, but I knew, been around. And then I had to fight him. I did not enjoy it, but had no issues because, again, he signed the line and signed on the line. And the same thing goes for Max. I've never actually personally met him, and had conversations with him outside of him being in my corner. But that was a long time ago, lots of punches. And I do remember that. That was cool. Again, I was a huge fan of him at that time. You know what I mean? Like, he was 3 or 4 fights into his UFC run. I was just starting. Just showed up at the gym. Yeah. Just moved down to Denver. Was living in a shitty ass. My mom cried when she came to my apartment. That's how bad it was. And I was just as happy then as I am now. This whole ride has been actually just so crazy. And to fight Max is cool. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Do you have some identity in this thing, or is it just kind of a promoting tool for the UFC? How do you think, man, because for a long time, it's been like you, Dustin, Charles at the top of this division. And now it's like, this is not really your fight. I think your fight for this one was like Fiziev, a guy who was coming up. And now Charles is fighting Armand, and Dustin's going to fight Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah, I love it.
How do you think those guys are gonna fare?
I love it. Someone's when Saint Denis was calling me out, I was like, why? Call out Poirier. That's the fight. And I love that fight's happening. That's the fight that he should be taking. Number 3 versus, and he deserves a shot at the top 5. And that's the perfect guy. Guy coming off a loss. I just won. I just beat the number 1 guy. I'm gonna fight above me. That's how this works. He beats Poirier, he gets to fight someone above him, top 3. So I don't know how those fights are gonna go. I do believe that the Saint Denis and Poirier fight is very similar to me and Fiziev. These young guys that are full of confidence, super hungry, not sleeping in silk sheets, going against guys that have been here, have been proven, have made money, fought Conor McGregor twice. There's just two different athletes walking into that cage. One wise, older and wiser, and then a young, hungry bulldog. And that's what I thought in Fiziev, and these guys are dangerous. Fight is crazy. 10% chance is a factor all times. So we'll see. I think Chance is on his side. I think he'll be fighting for him, and all these guys will be right up there before we know it. They're already here.